What up, Pussycast Nation? My name is Pussy. We've got some things to talk about. We have some things to talk about. Alright, come here, Jess. Come here. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, come here. Come here. Yeah. I guess she's not coming here. You win this round, Jess. Why have I got keys in my pocket? I've got keys upon keys, bitches upon bitches. What are you looking at? Alright, we got some stuff to talk about. Come to the lounge. The big lounge. Because there's no Wi-Fi here. And to be honest, I don't want my sister listening to this podcast. She put fucking soap on my toothbrush. Fuck's sakes. I used to do that when I was like 15. I put soap on my sister's toothbrush. When she pissed me off. Katie's 20 years old. She's doing it to me. Because she's a big fucking baby. And that just kind of sums up my sister. Now for fuck's sake, she's right there. Why is she up so early? It's 8:30. Because I'm a motherfucking star. Who was it? So yeah, that's annoying. I thought that she'd be in bed, but she's awake. She must have like a driver's course on. Alright, let's there actually is Wi-Fi in here? What the fuck? How's there Wi-Fi now? I'm a motherfucking star. I'm just writing an email to this person. Their PlayStation that they got wasn't working. 14 messages. What the fuck? Oh, I'm going on YouTube. I don't want to be doing this.
Hey everyone, this is Mr. Everything, and this video is about how to fix a PS2 that the disc isn't spinning. And as usual, I hate when everything's all black because I can't capture on camera very well. But this isn't so much a laser problem. It's just the game doesn't spin. I bought this PlayStation like 5 years ago. This is the Slim. It worked fine when I got it, but it wasn't baby like the one I originally had, which I should have kept. But it worked fine. I rarely played it for the last, I might have played it like once a year ago. I recently bought a new game for it. Never even moved it, it just sat there. And it wouldn't do anything. It booted up. And I figured it can't really be the lens because it was clean and I really didn't move it or anything. So I figured it's something that just maybe the motor needs cleaned or something. And I did some research and this did fix it for me. And I did make a mistake, so I'm going to show how to improve it or mod it as well, because you're doing this all at the same time. So I know for people that want videos to be really snappy, I kind of had to give an explanation, but this is really easy to get into. Let's see, there's 6 screws. I have them in a bag here. They have these little plastic, I'm fumbling around here like an idiot. There's 2 rubber ones that go on the outer corners. These 2 are glued on, they don't come off. Those aren't screws behind those. And then there's 4 little plastic ones. Or actually what? Yeah, there's 4. And then just those. And then there's also this little metal piece that it's just a bracket that slides in there for the vertical stand. It would help to have a set. This was super cheap. These are really crappy cheap screwdrivers, but you will need a small screwdriver, a flathead, to pry those off. They come off really easily. And then you'll need a Phillips head. I think this is the biggest thing. You can use a size down. This is really easy to do. If it doesn't open, it's because your warranty sticker here hasn't been cut, so you just get a razor blade and you can do a nice clean cut. Obviously, PlayStation doesn't even, or Sony doesn't even support these anymore, so there's no warranty. And then it just lifts off. This side comes off pretty easy, but this side, it's not going to break, but you have to use some force if you don't want to be too rough, and you'll hear that it sounds bad, but it's just, I've done this several times and nothing's cracked. And then you'll notice this little board sometimes pops out. It just kind of lines up. It should fall in there and then not move around anymore.
Crazy.
So one of the first things I did, which mine wasn't even that dirty, is I just dusted this little spindle and got a little oil on a Q-tip and just dabbed it in. You don't really want to spray it and get it on the board. But it moved. Again, you don't want to touch the lens either, really. It moved just fine. And it was spinning if I put some pressure. So I did some research, and basically I found it for the modding. And let me go ahead and zoom in here some. To mod these, which I really didn't need that, but basically what you do is there's a little sensor right here, and it just sticks up. And if you push it in, and there's another one over here. But this one is the easiest. You don't have to take this off. You can just jam a little tissue or something in it and it'll hold it down. But this one I don't think was causing me the trouble. But I really couldn't fit tape here because there's just not enough unless you want to wrap it around the board, which I really didn't want to do. So I just put a drop of super glue on it. And I wouldn't recommend doing that. But if you want to, and you have to use your little screwdriver to kind of hold it down while the glue hardens. But I would either jam some tissue, because when this is open,
Alright, finally I sent the email. Keel. Oh, dope, I've got an offer on that. For $10, what the fuck? Okay. I've got 2 notifications. What's the other one? Dope. Taking dubs. 14 views, 0 bids, 0 watch lists. 6 views for some reason, 0 watch lists. 1 watch list, why? 1 watch list, why? 5 views, 0. 0 views, 0. 9 views, 0. 7 views, 1 watch list. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. One watch list, 1 view, no reserve, $10. Eight views, 0 bids, 0 watch list. 7 views, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 1, 1. Okay. Let's go. Let's see this. I'm gonna make a counter offer. SSX3, was this even... We'll make a counter offer for $15. Why is it like this? Go to my trade me. Come on, trade me, don't be like this. Anyways, let's see if my sister's there. I really don't want to listen to this. Why? I don't know. But, alright, finally, fuck. It's been 20 minutes of me saying nothing. Okay. So, what happened yesterday was... I went to Future Flynn. I'm probably just speaking to you. Maybe not even you. Maybe just to myself, and if it is, that's right, but... Future Flynn, do you remember that church group? So, at my age, through high school, the friend group you had that had a CY, had a church group called CY. You went there yesterday. And you realised, you ain't top dog, Flynn. You ain't shit. That's what you realised. You thought you were the fucking man at social interactions. You thought you were the fucking man. Nah, bro, you're a fucking goofy goober when it comes to social interactions, my guy. So I went there, and the first time I went there to see why, you're probably thinking of the first time, I dropped my bike in front of like 4 people. And that set the tone for the night. And dude, it was like almost the exact same fucking thing happened the second time around. Almost the exact same. From the feelings that I was getting, like the exact same. Like, holy shit, it paralleled it exactly. And I could have taken my mum's car again. Again, I could have taken my mum's car, but I didn't. And that immediately fucks me. that immediately fucked me because it showed subconsciously I cared about what they thought. I was there to impress. And that fucks you. You're caring about what other people are thinking. You aren't acting for yourself, you're acting for others, and that instantly fucks up your mind. And literally, the night went like exactly the fucking same as the first. Like, thinking about it now, holy fuck, it's insane. I dropped my bike again. Not in front of people this time, which was a little bit better, but the damage was worse because last time I dropped my bike, I thought I had the stand down and I just fucking went down and just fucking dropped it. This time I went to park on grass. And my dumb ass just rode like relatively fast. Not super fast, thank fucking God, or something bad could have happened. Like first gear, I was in first gear, parking on grass. Went on the grass, just immediately slid out, like fucking immediately. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. It's wet grass. What do you mean? You can't fucking ride on wet grass. Immediately slid out. My fucking indicator snapped off. And then I got like some pretty bad scratches. And like actually one of the fairings is slightly fucked now. Fuck's sakes. That'll take a couple $100 off the bike. Hey, it is what it is. So yeah, no one saw me this time, and you know you're fucked when you're thinking, thank God no one saw me. If you're ever thinking that, you're fucked. You're fucked. Because I'm coming there to impress them, and I'm like, thank God no one saw me, that would have been embarrassing. Yikes, bro. You ain't keeping it 100, Chief. You ain't what you thought you were, you know? Thank God no one saw me, so I parked my bike, fuck's sakes, crashed my bike again. I've dropped my bike like twice, and it's been fucking both times at this fucking church group. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's like both nights went the exact same, and my exact same feeling. The exact same feeling I had as soon as I did that was the exact same feeling that I had last time. Wow, I should just leave. Like, genuinely, for a moment, just considering fucking leaving. Just saying, fuck this shit, and fucking leaving. That ain't good. So I went in there. Tom was there. He's a mate that invited me. We weren't too close at school. Relatively close. He was going to go to Canterbury with me, but he decided not to, and now he's going to become a pastor. It's crazy. The whole church group thing it's taken them so far. Their church group is my gym. That's what I kept on saying. Their church group is my gym. That's where they build the connections, and it goes so far. It goes way further than the fucking gym. The shared religion, holy fuck. Religion, like, I gotta get into that, man. But yeah, Tom is just positive vibes. He came, he was kind of babying me the whole time, which I actually appreciated. Usually I wouldn't appreciate. That's another sign that, holy fuck, you ain't the social piranha that you thought you were. I'm kind of realizing that one-to-one, like, not giving a fuck and just speaking, it gets you far, but it only gets you so far. If it's a group environment, that don't get you that far. Being able to go up to people and not be scared and have a conversation. Like the way I'm sounding right now and the way that I was sounding last night, fuck, bro, I just fucking hate myself. I really, really felt like this morning, it's getting better just talking. I knew it would. That's why I held out on fucking around until now. Really felt like just fucking dicking about, man, this morning. That's the most important time. 2 reasons I didn't. 1, the most important time to go to the gym, to not fuck around and do work. The most important times for that is when you least feel like it. That's when the struggle is the hardest. And if you're able to overcome that struggle, it genuinely makes going to the gym when you kind of feel like it a lot fucking easier. It makes doing work and being a productive human being when you don't feel like it a lot fucking easier. When you do feel like it, it feels fucking amazing compared to just, eh. If you're able to overcome the worst, that kind of goes for a lot of things, like most things in life. If you're able to do that thing when you're at your worst, when you're at your lowest, it makes those highs even fucking higher. Makes everything higher. And two, I knew that it would almost be validating the fact that I ain't shit. I know I'm not shit. But come on, I'm not that fucking low. It's a humbling experience, really, last night. Humbling experience. Like, if you were to fuck around now, you're just validating the fact that, yeah, you're a fucking pussy. You ain't the fucking man. So now you're gonna fuck around and jerk off all day and watch fucking YouTube and watch Survivor all day. So I couldn't do that to myself. I'll take a lot of time. This podcast is probably gonna go for a long time, like 30 minutes, where I just vent, get it out of my system. I already feel so much better just discussing this. Finally, keeping it 100 again. Not keeping it 100 feels fucking terrible. And that's what I was doing. I wasn't keeping it 100, man. And that feels fucking AIDS. And you know that you're fucked. You know you're in for a fucked social interaction when you're not keeping it 100 from the fucking start. I dropped my fucking bike. I went in there and I'd said, dude, Tom, I dropped my bike again. Blah, 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 ha, ha, ha. But you can tell in your heart you're not keeping it 100. My immediate thought, first thing I did, went there, dropped my bike. I hope no one saw that. You're fucked. You're not keeping 100. You're fucked. So how the night went. What are you talking about, Flynn? That's probably what you're thinking right now. What the fuck are you talking about? What happened? That was so bad. I dropped my bike. That wasn't too bad, really. When it set the tone for the night. But it's crazy how similar the two nights. I've been to that CY group two times after leaving school and kind of not talking to any of them, really. It's crazy how similar they both were. I remember the exact same feelings. Dropped my bike, went down and sat down in that group and just... my face felt hot, my ears felt hot. Whenever I'm embarrassed, which I thought that I couldn't be, but turns out you're not the fucking man. You can be fucking embarrassed. You ain't fucking shit. Flynn fucking Wilson. You ain't fucking shit. You can still be embarrassed, kid. But you can still be trying to impress people. And then fail miserably. You drop your fucking motorcycle both times. But yeah, the exact same feelings, like going in and just being like, fuck, I should just leave. Just hot ears, like, fuck, I just want to leave this place. Thank God I didn't both times. There's no such thing as L's, man. And I mean, there's no such thing as L's. This is only good for me. Finally finding out, holy shit, I am bad in a party situation, like social interaction when there's a lot of people. And I will be bad. We've got this thing called like a Fletcher Christmas coming up. Where it's like a bunch of kind of family through like grandparents. So it's like Fletcher Christmas, which is like my papa's, my nana's last name was Fletcher. So it's kind of like a ton of people, like second cousins and all that. My dad's cousins, all that kind of crap. And I know, like, homie, that's gonna be me there too, man. That's gonna be me there too. I'm just not good in a party social interaction. And we can discuss that why, but first I better just go over the entire night, Keep on just telling it in partials. So, yeah, ears felt hot. There were a couple of people there. Hey, how's it going? How you doing? What are you up to nowadays? Blah, blah, blah. Tom was kind of babying me. Bunch of people I didn't know. Kind of just sitting around, staying, talking to me. He was a good guy. I shouldn't be needed to be babied, but I did. And in that situation, I really did. Because I wasn't a social piranha. I wasn't out there not giving a fuck. Saying, hey, how you doing? Starting up a conversation with everyone. Nah, man. Just sitting down in my seat, being a little pussy. Not having a good conversation with Tom, either. He's a cool dude, though, that Tom. A lot of those people were a cool one. I'll get to that. Yeah, anyways. We go for a swim. They've got a pool. It was like a fancy fucking house. I'm kind of being awkward. Because I don't know how to act when I'm not on top. It's kind of what I learned. I don't know how to act when I'm not on top. That's what I thought that I was best at as well. Humbling yourself, being fucking bottom bitch, and accepting that and being glad to be. Not being glad. Just accepting it and learning from it, being humble and learning from it. Like at the gym, talking to a guy that's bigger than you and allowing yourself to be the beta, but learning and listening. Accepting that lower position. Loving that lower position. No shit, you want to be the alpha, but you gotta be the master to be. What's the quote? To be the master, you must be willing to be the fool. Is that the quote? But I wasn't. Just kind of awkward, like, no, when people are having a conversation, how do I enter that? I don't know how to enter a conversation without being the center of attention, without being the top dog. And I can either reflect at myself tonight, I think, how the fuck do I constantly be the top dog? I don't think that's the answer. I think the answer is, what is vehemently? Why did that come to mind? What does the word vehemently mean? Oh, I don't have Wi-Fi. How do I always be the top dog? Or how do I accept to sometimes not be the top dog? And I guess my mindset just for social interactions is just fucked. And I'm kind of realizing that now. It's just fucked. I don't give off good fucking vibes. You know? And I want to give off good fucking vibes. I really do. But I just don't. I'm talking about social interactions like it's a fucking fight. Like, oh shit, there's a alpha. Oh shit, there's a beta. It's like you're just not saying anything insightful. Like, so being courageous and being able to speak to like anyone you want and just start up a conversation. It's no. You're able to spark the flint, but you ain't able to flame the fire, man. You need some actual fucking content, you know? And my ass might just be fucking boring. I thought it was funny, but fuck me, some of my old friends are fucking hilarious, and I forgot how charismatic they are. Way better at social interactions than me. That's hard to hear. I thought I was top dog. I thought I was the man at social interactions. I thought I was the best at social interactions. But I ain't. I ain't shit. That is hard to handle. That's why I've been feeling poopy, especially when I woke up this morning. You've got time to think, and sure, I might be over-exaggerating how bad last night was. Of course I am. But still, the facts are in the pudding. So yeah, we went for a swim, got up, there was this Down syndrome guy called Alfie there. Not Down syndrome, but he had something wrong with him. Talked to that dude. And just talking to some of the people there, man, like, holy shit, they are fucking hilarious. I thought I was hilarious. Nah, man, these guys are fucking, they just get along so well, and I love the vibe they let off, but I just can't join in, because I just don't I don't give off the same vibe. You know what I mean? So yeah, went to talk to some people. Only talked to the people I knew. It's hard to talk to new people when the people that you know, you can't even fucking talk to well. That was the problem. The people that I kind of knew, I wasn't able to talk to well. Why the fuck would I try and spark up a conversation with? It's hard because they're all in a group. It's a group of people that know each other. It's like impossible to join in. Even the people that I sort of know that are in a group together, it's like very difficult to jump in. It kind of hit home to me on the night too, like, I thought I was a man, and other people do. Other people think I'm the man as well. Talking to them, one-on-one at the gym. Blake Rhodes Robinson's little brother was there. And I've talked to him at the gym before too. He dapped me up. It was positive vibes. But I realized in that moment, like, fuck, dude. In this situation, I'm not able to be that person. Be that person that I was when I came up to Blake's little brother and said, "Are you Blake's little brother?" and fucking had a nice convo with him. I'm not able to be that person in this situation. So yeah, and like one awkward social interaction as well leads to a lot of other awkward social interactions. I guess there weren't many awkward situations. It was just me being an awkward ass fucking human. Not even in the social interactions I had, just not able to have any social interactions with anyone. And caring too much to just be like, I don't give a fuck, and just sitting there by yourself, just vibing, waiting for someone to come to you. I have to constantly be talking to someone else. I'm a fucking loser. I want to be sitting here by myself. That was what I was thinking, which is a fuck mentality. Because I gave too much of a fuck what people thought. I had one social interaction where I went up to this guy and he was talking to someone. And again, that's what I'm really bad at, huh? Injecting myself into a conversation without being fucking awkward as fuck and just changing the whole thing to be one-on-one deep shit. Like I'm constantly having deep shit conversations. I can't just join a conversation and crack a lol W, which some of my other mates are very good at. So I went up to this guy, I was like, "You did Chris to Chris?" He kind of didn't hear me, and I was like, "Oh, fuck's sakes." This kid, Blake Rhodes Robinson, who I never really got along with, but again, it's because the vibe I'm letting off just ain't good. It just ain't a good fucking vibe. I had a dream last night with Caleb Koppenhofer. He was a mate from my school. Probably because I went to that CY, saw Blake and shit. And I think I'm really realizing now, like, I thought I was a man, but and I welcomed any social interaction, but I don't. I welcomed any social interaction because I can keep it 100, but I realized, dude, I'm not keeping it 100 at all, which is what I want to do, which is what I'm doing now, which feels fucking amazing. And the vibe that you let off when you keep it 100 is fucking amazing. When you just don't give a fuck, when you're just fucking open, no secrets to hide. I used to do this thing and I kind of found myself almost doing it last night. If I can remember, when did I? No, I don't think I did. Where I would just, like, little things lie about because I want to frame myself in a better way. And I don't want to have that instinct. I want my instinct to immediately be keeping it 100 and just telling the people the truth. Kind of like with my job, when people ask about my job, sometimes at the gym I just say, "Oh yeah, I'm working full time." Because it's a lot better than saying, "I got fired, I got laid off." Saying I got fired sounds a lot worse than what happened, but still, like, And I've done that before without really thinking about it, without ever addressing it either. That's bad, man. That is bad. Yeah, I went up to this guy. I was like, "You doing Chris?" He didn't hear me, and then Blake was there, and he kind of looked at me, then looked away, and I was like, "Fuck, this guy, huh? He's always seeing me worse." He knows my secret. I'm a fucking loser. Kind of just walked away from there. I was like, I can't be fucked. Because he was having a conversation with someone else. The vibes I'm letting off just weren't good, man. Negative fucking vibes. And yeah, I thought I was charismatic too, but I'm just not. And dude, my mates, my old mates from school, they fucking are. They're fucking way better at social interactions than I am. This person, Oliver Funky, I don't know if you remember him. Fuck me. He is. I like the kid, man. He's got something going for him. The charisma. But the way he just talks to anyone. He knows everyone. And he's witty, man. He's witty. He's quick. Was it? He ain't the sharpest tool in the tool shed, but no, I reckon I'll take that back. I reckon he is pretty smart. Just quick fucking jokes, quick fire, bang, 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 bang. I'm just not able to keep pace because I give too much of a fuck. Same with my other mate Nathaniel. They're pretty similar. Nathaniel East, pretty similar. Him and Ollie. The way they just don't really give a fuck. That's supposed to be me, but I ain't top dog. I ain't the man at social interactions like I thought I was yesterday morning. I ain't the fucking man. Because I give too much of a fuck and I don't keep it 100. I drop my fucking bike and the first thing I think is, dude, I hope no one saw that. That'd be embarrassing. Homie. So we need to get better. We need to keep on keeping it 100. Do more podcasts like this. Lately I've been doing podcasts where I don't keep it 100. Well, I do keep it 100. But I just don't talk to you guys. I just don't talk like I am now. Just 45 minutes of just talking like a diary. Writing stuff down. Keeping it 100. Practicing keeping it 100. I need to practice. That means spotting out things earlier too. I want to ride my motorcycle to impress people. Yikes. Don't be going out of your way to impress people, because you're just gonna fuck yourself and look like a fucking idiot because you care too much about what they think. So I have to practice keeping it 100. And I mean, practice social interactions like that where there's a group of people. Even when there's fucking 2 people, if we're in a group of 3 and there's 2 people and they start having a conversation, my ass is fucking awkward. I'm like, what do I do? I've had that before at the gym with Bob and Quentin started talking and I'm just like standing there and looking around. Like, I want them to have an interaction, right? But I give too much of a fuck. I don't know what to do when people aren't talking to me. Do I just stand there or do I look for a combo? Do I force myself into a conversation? I mean, it works. It works forcing yourself into a conversation when it's just 2 people. That's my problem, because that's what I do. I force myself into conversations with people, and usually it ends up working to my benefit. This guy doesn't give a fuck. He just talked to me. He barely even knows me. But if there's like a group of 3 people and I'm forcing myself into that conversation, like, that's not good. That's not good, Chief. The fact that I'm even having these thoughts makes me sad, but it makes me realize, holy fuck, yeah, I am really bad at social interactions. We need to improve. We need practice. I gotta go to like social interactions class. Because my ass can't fucking have a normal ass chill conversation with someone. But yeah, man, some of my mates are just onto it, man. Just when, like, Jesus Christ, just talking to anyone and the vibes they let off are so good, man. Like, they've got so much personality. It's bursting through the fucking roof. Makes me look like a fucking nobody. But that's good. They're better than me. It's only up from here, man. Took a big fucking ego hit, but it's good. It's been a long time coming. A good ego hit would be good for me. A couple of other things as well. Like shit like the gym. I don't want to be the guy that just talks about the gym, but I was being the guy that talks about the gym. Because, like, you're almost exposing your hand. It's good to keep your hand a little bit close. Keeping it 100, but keeping yourself and what you do a mystery. Your productive side. But when you care too much about what people think, you're like, let's show this hand. Oh, they gave me a reaction. They think that I'm cool now. Nah, man, it doesn't work like that. I'm like talking to the gym about everyone, like, this is shit campion, and I'm like, talking to the gym like, oh, these guys should go to the gym, huh? That's all I've got to say. Just basically saying, I go to the gym and you go to the gym. So let's check. It's like all of my hands. You can see my entire hand. You can see my entire fucking dick. I ride a motorcycle, I go to the gym, I do business shit. The business shit less so, but both of those other two things I've just shown because I want people to think that I'm cool. Because I care too much about what they think, man. What do I mean care too much? I care at all. Bang, instant red flag. So I'm not being myself, I'm not keeping it 100. The first thing that pops into your head for a convo, you say. But you reveal yourself, you reveal your hand. The first thing that comes into your head in a convo, you say. But if you're willing to say anything, that instantly makes you less respectable. You're willing to say anything to survive a conversation, to have a good conversation, that instantly makes you a lot less respectable. So I've got to become more self-aware. It's really good that I'm doing this, and this has made me feel a lot better, and I'll probably start work, I'll probably just do 2 cycles from 9:30 to 10:30 of schoolwork. I'll probably do like a long as fuck podcast. Just because I want to talk to you guys, man. I'm feeling bad. Probably do 2 cycles of that. 10:30 to 11, 8, 11 to 12:30. Let's write it up right now. Or have I still got anything more to talk about last night? Oh yeah, one of my mates, Nathaniel Eask. Dude, he's got fucking insane genetics. His old man, I went on a trip with his old man once, with him and his old man. And his old man was fucking fat. And his Nathaniel's mum and his dad were both fucking fat. Fat fucking people. And we went to like their grandparents' house. Their grandparents were fat, their kids were fucking fat. But apparently, like, Nathaniel's dad went to play rugby semi-professionally, and his like standing body weight was just 120 kgs. I don't know what standing body weight, I'm guessing that means like just your body weight, just like when you're not doing anything, just 120. Your natural body weight was 120 kgs. But Nathaniel, holy fuck, his genetics are fucking insane. I've been going to the gym 8 months, very hard, harder than most people. His fucking pecs are like bigger, they were bigger than mine. He had abs like visible abs. And his shoulders, his back was so. It was like, holy fuck, you and me have like probably got the same muscle. We've probably got the same fucking muscle as each other. And he doesn't go to the gym, and I've been going to the gym for 8 fucking months. So fuck sakes. Fuck sakes. That's the first person that I've seen. I'm like, holy shit, you are genetically fucking gifted. Seriously. Like, he could be a freak. If he went to the gym, he could be a fucking freak. But he's not tall enough. He's not tall enough. That's what I realized. Like, we're like me, Nathaniel, Tom. We're about the same height, like about 5'10". It kind of sucks. Like, you can only get so big. That's why I'm kind of going for strength now. You can only get so big, and it looks good. And you reach a certain point where aesthetically, it doesn't actually look better to the average person if you look like bigger. You kind of have to be taller. But it's harder. You're starting off from a skinnier point. You've got fucking chicken legs. You start off, you spawn with chicken legs, with chicken arms. But you can get a lot bigger, and it looks obviously it looks aesthetically better. That's probably his reasoning as well, why he's not going to the gym. If he was built like a fucking stick, then he'd probably want it more, like I did. Even Tom had like good chest genetics. I was like, oh man, my titties droop. I want a bigger fucking shelf. I don't know why I did that. I really gotta start hitting my lower chest more. I want that shelf. I don't have that shelf look. Oh, my camera stopped working. That's all good. I'm about to do some schoolwork anyways. But yeah, is that it for the night? I was kind of awkward in social interactions. Not really. I just gave too much of a fuck. I didn't want to talk to anyone new because I thought it'd be weird, and that kind of fucked me. But it's like, I can talk to new people. It's just the vibe that I let off just isn't all that good. It isn't that good. And I can talk to other people. It's just, it's negative vibes. I've got a fucking pissball fucking vibes. Whereas there's other dudes, Nathaniel, Tom, Ollie, Nathan, such good fucking vibes that they let off, man. Holy fuck. Just amazing fucking vibes. That I'm jealous of, frankly. But it's good. Humbling experience last night. Good that I articulated what happened. Articulated what I think I need to do. Well, let's go more in depth into that. What do I think I could do? I could practice social interactions like that. How though? My ass isn't invited to any parties. True. From last night I realized as well, like, holy shit, I don't think I've got many, like, true friends. Like, those CY group people must be the closest thing that I have to friends. Man, this is getting pretty fucking sad, huh? I thought that my gym friends that I was building were real friends. That's when I realized, nah, man, in a party situation, like I'm saying party, but I mean like in a group situation, I just can't talk to them because the vibe that I'm letting off just isn't there. Because I give too much of a fuck, and I'm not bringing those happy vibes. It means that I'm not cracking lol W's. If I'm not in a social interaction, like, that's what I noticed that my other friends were really good at. If they're not in a social interaction, they're not like just talking to one person, they're just kind of sitting off to the side. They don't give a fuck. They'll do that. They'll eat and just sit there and listen to your conversation and crack legitimate lol W's and kind of join your conversation, but not really join your conversation. They're not really leading it at all. They're kind of just listening. That's what I can't do well. I can't listen. I have to be the center of attention. I can't just sit there and fucking listen and crack occasional lol W's. Because my vibes are so, They aren't negative. They're just not positive. I don't beam with personality. It's very humbling because I always imagined social interactions like that with past schoolmates, with anyone in a group situation. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck, and I'd be the really positive vibe, you know? I'd be the dude with the positive vibes. Turns out I'm not, and I'm not shit. I'm not shit like I thought I was. I still care about what people think. I don't want to, but I do. So what can I do to fix this? Okay. I mean, I want to be letting off positive vibes, but I feel like I'm not. How do I learn to let off positive vibes? I keep on saying positive vibes. You guys get what I mean by positive vibes, right? Like, the vibe that you give off. The aura that you give off. My aura is not good. Care too much about what people think. 2 cycles on physics weaknesses. 10:40 to 11:08. 11 to 11:40 create 4 tickies. 11:40 to 11:50 book any curries you need. True. 11:50 to 12:30 study CJ dropshipping. True. 12:30 to 1 lunch. 1 to 3 gym. No, I'm gonna have to switch this up. Okay, what can I do now? 1 to 3 I can also study. Will I be able to do that though? Four cycles on physics weaknesses. So we have to improve. We have to find a way to improve. Okay, one thing that instantly pops to mind: practice these social interactions. Go to more social interactions. Go to more situations that are like that. You can practice. Okay, could do, but where? I don't get invited to any parties because my ass doesn't have any close friends, and I've known that for a long time. You could be saying, Flynn, that's fucking sad. But to be honest, I've known that for quite a long time, and I've been chill with that fact. Holy fuck, how many spaces does this page have? I've been chill with that fact. I've known that for a long time, and that's alright for me. Not having any close friends, but having quite a few friends and a lot of associates, people that you know and you've talked to. But you gotta have close friends to really invite you to those things. To a group situation. And I don't know anyone in a real group situation. I only know individuals. You kind of have to know groups of people. And I hope to be able to have social interactions like that. And groups of people. Jesus Christ. Alright, the camera's working, y'all, let's go. In group situations, when I go to university, and I'm living with people, but right now my ass just doesn't have, and it's also, my parents are like that too. Okay, there's one way. Another way. Continue doing these podcasts, and I'll definitely do this one. And practice keeping it 100, calling yourself out on your bullshit. I wasn't calling myself out on my bullshit, not all of it. You wanted to take the motorcycle again, Flynn, because you wanted to impress people. Look at me, I've got a motorcycle. And I've been punished for it Both times I've done it, I've been punished for it vehemently. Because both times, it's like fucking a sign from the universe. Both times you've been nervous, you've been wanting to impress people, you've done something fucking stupid. You fucking dropped your bike. Last time, the damage was less. Nothing on my bike was damaged. I think there was a slight scratch. But the embarrassment was actually more. Because I dropped it in front of people. Like 4 people were there. This time, I didn't drop it in front of anyone, but my immediate thought was... But the damage was worse, because my actual indicator snapped off, and the scratch is like... One of the fearing something's actually happened to it, where it's like... Can't explain it, but slightly more than scratches, basically. But the indicator snapped off as well, which I'll probably just when they go to fix my back brake, I'll probably be like, how much extra would it cost for this indicator for you guys to fix it? And it might be a little bit more complicated than I think. I think some of the wires might have snapped. One time my indicator came off and it was like the whole thing just got pulled off, and I actually just put it back on and fixed it. But this time it seems like it's actually snapped. I might actually need a new indicator. So I'll ask them about it. Hopefully they'll be able to fix it. I just won't ride my motorcycle until I go to take it into the shop. Which sucks. Hopefully no condensation balls in the oil. That'll be fucking annoying. But yeah, just gotta practice calling yourself out on your bullshit. Which I haven't been doing as much as I want to be doing. How else could I get better at these social interactions? Practice letting off a better vibe. I don't let off a good fucking vibe. I want to. I try and be that person. I am that person, I believe, but I just need to practice giving it off. Because I don't give off a positive vibe. Anyways, that was random. Okay, how else? I don't know. I think the really important thing is just keeping 100 and practicing and not giving a fuck what people think about you, but where does that come from? Self-esteem? Good knowledge of yourself? I don't know. All I can say is I've been humbled. I thought I was the man, but I ain't the man, I ain't shit. Oh yeah, dude, one of my only fucking friends, only person I call a close friend, fucking ghosting me, bro. We go to the gym together. Homie's ghosting me. Feels bad. I'm taking some L's, but there's no such thing as an L. Only listen. You turn those lessons into W's, bigger W's. Alright, I feel a lot better. Really did feel like shit waking up. Oh, I'm not the man. Oh. Yeah, alright, buddy. Alright, buddy. 3 to 3:48. My cousin, by the way, had a fucking viral TikTok. It'll probably get like 2 million views. It's following the exact same thing that my TikTok went through. It started off, and he posted it at night. Like, almost the exact same. It's weird. Why are these things happening where it's the exact same fucking thing? What is going on? legitimately going to that church group last night, it was like the exact same fucking experience. Like from going and being like, oh shit, let's just fucking leave, to sitting down, ears hot, like embarrassed, like, oh fuck, not cracking low W's, kind of being awkward, not talking to people like I usually do, kind of just being there, forcing myself into conversations. Like, shit, homie, I thought I was the fucking man at social interactions. I ain't shit. John T. Flick was coming to that thing, but I wasn't there in time when he was there. If he did come, he would have cracked a lol W at me, bro. He would have taken the piss out of me. Because I thought I was on John T's level. I thought I didn't give a fuck like John T. Turns out, John T doesn't give a fuck. I do give a fuck. I give a big fuck. I used to think like talking to Caleb Kropenoff, I'm like, let's have a social interaction. I wanna have a social interaction with anyone. I don't give a fuck. I'll talk to anyone. Turns out I won't even talk to my past friends, man, because I give a fuck. I thought that I wanted to talk to anyone because I wanted to learn from people. Talking to everyone and humbling yourself and allowing yourself, like, there's gonna be situations where you're gonna be bottom dog, but that's awesome. That's what John T's like, John T. Flick. He's in social interactions quite often where he's bottom dog. Not too often now, though. Because once you get that mentality, you start talking to people, when you start talking to anyone and everyone, you build up your connections. You seem you're a pretty cool guy. You don't stay bottom lobster for a long time. That's not the point. That's not the point. Man, you're still willing to be that bottom lobster. And to excel at being that bottom lobster and to make the most out of it and learn. Be the students and learn instead of being the teacher. There's more to be learned being the student than being the teacher, but there is still stuff to be learned being the teacher. It's fun being the alpha. But if you're able to maneuver being the beta in the best way, not just be sulky about it, be like, oh man, I'm at the bottom of this social interaction, I suck. Like what I'm doing. Like how I was last night. Then you can make a lot of improvement and learn a lot. And I mean, I left before John D came, which I thought at the time, oh, that sucks, but nah, bro, I would have got roasted alive. I would have been roasted alive, exposed. He would have cracked a lol W at me, and I would care too much to crack a good lol W back. Kind of sums up the night for me. You care too much, you're a bit of a trash can of a human. Ollie, Nathaniel, cracking constant lol W's. I couldn't even respond. Dick joke. Your dick is big. Yeah. Just pass over it. Breeze over it. Because you can't crack a lol W back because you ain't as charismatic as you thought because you care too much. That's what it boils down to. I'm a funny dude. I crack lol W's all the time. When I'm with my mate Bob, I'm constantly cracking lol W's, but I just care way too much about what people think. Not what people think, what they thought. I thought I didn't. I thought I came up to people and was awkward and didn't give a fuck, but turns out when I'm being awkward, I'm still the top lobster. I'm still initiating the conversation and you're still going to be top lobster. But when you ain't top lobster, when there's a bunch of bottom lobsters and you're trying to fit in, trying to get a convo going, trying to go and join a convo, forcing yourself in there. Nah, you care. You care, alright? You cared enough to not go up, to when Tom was babying you continue sitting there. That's how they know that you need babying. Because your ass just continued sitting there. You didn't go to talk to people. Because at the end of the day, it's the thought that counts. It's the fact that you're able to do it. Forcing yourself into a conversation, there is no such thing as forcing yourself into a conversation if you just do it. If you just go up there, don't give a fuck, and just say the first thing in your head, Just join in and then just vibe. There's no such thing as forcing yourself into a conversation. But for you there was, because you overthink it. You're like, what do I say? Okay, I'll say this. Spark up a convo. Nah, bro. Nah, that ain't the truth. Care too much what people think to just sit there and not do anything as well. Just sit there in that pool and just vibe. But I've effectively been humbled, and I will be doing more podcasts like this, and I will be aiming to let off, to not give a fuck, and to keep it 100. Those are the two main things that I thought that I was good at, but turns out shattered, man. Shattered last night. Exposed. Flynn Wilson exposed. 34 seconds, okay. My laptop's about to die, so we gotta get on charge. I'll just quickly write up what I'm doing today. Yeah, I can do this day, I think. Won't fix my models, I would say. I might actually try and fix my indicator myself. It would be cheaper. I've got a little bit of spare time to do it. Okay, let's go. You're gonna be sticking with me, buddy. We're gonna do some study. I haven't even made my bed. Gee. Let's make my motherfucking bed. I'll show you my cousin's TikTok as well. He's doing the exact same product I wanted to do. I'm gonna close my door before my sister fucking screams at me. She crazy. Yep, so homie's TikTok is at 462,000 views. Have a look at that. The video is a chick fucking jerking off.
You didn't even show the bottom. I saw a clump. You spoke half of it. You'll never believe me. Where's the clumps then? You didn't even show the bottom. I saw a clump. You spoke half of it. You'll never believe me. Where's the clumps then? You didn't even...
I'll show you the TikTok.
It doesn't work with protein. You're cutting the clip. Show us the bottom. You'll never believe me. Always having to prove myself. It doesn't work with protein. You're...
So that's pretty cool. I don't think he's gotten any sales, but...
It doesn't work with protein. You're cutting the clip. Show us the bottom. You'll never believe me. Always having to prove myself.
Oh, go to the... So that's the product that I want to do too, but... I don't even know if the product margins are there. Fucking profit margins, man.
Imagine going to the gym and not having a Leo. Imagine going to the gym than not having a Leo. Imagine.
Who's all there? I'm pulling up with an emo chick that's broken. This that college dropout music. Every day like that shit be good. My friends are all annoying, but we go dumb, yeah. Who's all there? I'm pulling up with an emo chick that it's broken. This that college dropout music. Every day like that shit be good. My friends are all annoying, but we go dumb, yeah. Who's all there?
So they started off, this is how they got their shit shipped.
I'm pulling
Huh.
up with an emo chick that's broken. This that college dropout music. Every day.
You still use shakers. If so, you need a Leo. Leo is a portable gym blender that mixes anything in 5 seconds. All the gym rats use Leo. You still use, I promise you there is no clumps in or out of the bottle. The Leo is way too good at its job. Have a look at her bottom.
She.
You reckon? Filled her up too much. Where's the clumps? You reckon? I don't lie. Why don't y'all believe me?
I can do that, sir. 1 scoop. 2 scoop.
I don't lie.
So this is the TikTok that he basically copied.
I don't lie. Why don't y'all believe me? I always got to prove myself. I don't lie.
And just like that, Lola's gone.
Wrong. Lola's right here, you fucking Brussels sprout.
And just like that, Lola's gone.
Wrong. Lola's right.
Something. You wanna come to my house? Yeah, come. Wait, is that a yeah or no? No, yeah, no. And you want pizza there?
I'm gonna fuck you so. I'm gonna fuck you so hard.
Where I've made all of some of the most influential beats and
You want pizza?
Alright, let's check this phone away. When I die, put my money in the grave. Hey, hey. Okay. I left my drink bottle at that thing too. Fuck's sakes. It was a shitty one, but just a shitty plastic drink bottle, but anyways. The fuck? Did I not name this? just watched like Learn Coach on my its weaknesses. Dude, by the way, unrelated shit, little shit. My sister came home. She's still crazy, man. I've said it before. She'll have a. Hopefully, she can't fucking hear me. If she can, who the fuck cares? She's got a high IQ, but man, her EQ is just fucking. Very, very, very low. Fame and Technique 2013 and 14 exams. Like, I think I already said this at the start of the fucking thing, but my sister put soap on my fucking toothbrush. Like, I used to do that when I was like fucking 12 years old. My sister pissed me off. Put fucking soap on a toothbrush for a lol W. She's just like unironically doing it. For no reason to. Last night I went to fucking brush my teeth, and she was about to have a shower. And she freaked the fuck out. And then put fucking soap on my toothbrush. Don't know. Don't know what's going on with your life, but. I was going to say something. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? Okay, let's go standing waves and like pipes and shit. What does that say? Standing waves, harmonic frequency? Probably does. Yeah, it definitely does. Okay, let's watch this video.
Welcome to this video on standing waves. We're going to start by covering a few key points from last year. The first point you need to remember is that if you have a light rope, you can create a wave that flicks down towards the other end. Now, if it's connected to a more dense medium like a heavier rope, or it's just attached to a tree or a wall, that wave is going to hit the end and bounce back as an inverted wave. And the wave coming in to start with interferes constructively or destructively with the reflected pulse coming back, and they can create what we call a standing wave. So you might have seen waves like this established in a string. Or you can imagine if you tie a rope up to a tree and wave it up and down and up and down, you could establish some kind of wave that looks like this. What's actually happening is the waves you're creating are traveling along the rope, hitting the tree, going inverted and reflecting back, and then they're interfering with the next wave which is coming along. If you get this at just the right frequency, you can set up a standing wave that looks something like this all of the time. So instead of looking like the waves are traveling along, it just looks like they're oscillating up and down as a still rope. These are called standing waves. So there's 3 things you need to know from standing waves that we're going to learn in this video, plus 1 more we'll learn in the next video. The first thing you need to know is about nodes and antinodes. Nodes are the areas of these standing waves that have no movement at all, whereas antinodes are these areas which have maximum movement in our standing waves. The way I tend to remember this is that nodes have node movement. The second thing we need to note is about resonance. So if you remember this formula V equals F lambda from last year, it'll come up quite a lot again this year. So say in this specific case of shaking a rope against a tree, the velocity of the wave in the rope is going to be set. Also, the wavelength or quarter wavelength is going to be set for us. And this is an important point to take home for merit and excellence level answers. You'll notice here that the wave is going to be fixed or held together at your hands because you're holding it. It can't be waving up and down at a maximum level while you're holding it. In the same way where it's connected to the tree, it's going to be held still. So both of these are going to be nodes. Now, if you're going to have it connected at nodes, there's got to be a certain number of wavelengths or half wavelengths that exist. So here we have 3 wavelengths, or you'll see between nodes we've got 6 half wavelengths, which is each of these bulges. When we're counting the number of wavelengths in a standing waves, they must come in halves. We can't have a quarter wavelength because it wouldn't be tied to the tree. A quarter would be at an antinode, same at 3/4. And so that's not tied down. So it needs to be at 0, a half, 1, 1.5 wavelengths, and so on. These are the wavelengths that choose to exist. Now, if you shake it at just the right frequency, called the resonant frequency, then you'll get a standing wave set up. There can be slower resonant frequencies, which means you only have one big bulge or one half wavelength, or you can shake it much faster and get it like here, that there's 6 bulbs or 6 half wavelengths set up. All of these are resonant frequencies. And other things to note on this topic is that you can actually alter your velocity if you choose to change the medium. So instead you've got a heavier rope, which would slow the wave speed down, or you've got a lighter rope, which would speed it up. Or alternatively, if you change the tension. So this is like if you had a guitar string attached along. If you tighten a guitar string or a piano string, it's going to go up in frequency. That's because it changes the speed of the wave. So the frequency here relates to the speed, remember, because the wavelength is set. So this frequency is called pitch. If it's a musical note, a higher pitch means a higher frequency, and a lower pitch means a lower frequency. In the opposite way, if you increase the velocity of these waves by increasing the tension or having a lighter rope, for example, then you're going to increase the frequency and you'll hear a higher pitch sound. So this is called resonance. Finally, we're going to look at 3 types of standing waves. The first is a string. It's the same as a rope. It's what we've been looking at. Now, a string is attached at both ends, so it has a node at both ends. Here's an example here where it's fully attached at one end, it's going to be fully attached at the other end, and there's nodes in both these places. Now, you could have just a half wavelength, which is our most simple or basic wave. That'll be our lowest frequency. Or you can have multiple half wavelengths, like 3 half wavelengths or 5 half wavelengths. All you need to remember for a string is that it's fixed at both ends, and therefore there's a node at both ends. So your take-home message is that there's nodes at each end, and because there's nodes at each end, there must be a half number of wavelengths set up. The second type we can have is a closed pipe. So for example, a clarinet. It's closed off at one end, or almost all closed off at one end, and very open at the other end.
Be like
An open end of a pipe.
Right. Quarter, that's 3/4 of a wavelength.
Means that the sound wave setup is a standing wave, which will have an antinode at the open end. An opening always means an antinode, whereas a closed ending, like this one, always means a node. So in this case, we've actually set up a quarter wavelength here rather than just a half. Now you'll notice that then it jumps straight to 3/4 of a wavelength down here, because we can't have it as half a wavelength because there can't be a node at the opening. So with a closed pipe, it's always a node on the left-hand side, an antinode at the opening, and you can have any number of ups and downs in between. So remember, because there's a node at one end, it starts at quarter wavelengths, and then we go up by a half wavelength each time from there. So we go up from a quarter to 3/4, then to 1 1/4, then to 1 3/4, and so on. Finally, we're going to look at an open pipe. With a string, we had 2 nodes. With a closed pipe, we had 1 node, 1 antinode. Now an open pipe has 2 antinodes. So because an antinode is created whenever there's an opening, we're going to have antinodes at both ends. So again, you'll notice there's a half number of wavelengths set up at the most basic one, and it goes up in halves from there. We could have 1 full wavelength, which is what we've got down here, or we could have 1 1/2, which we've got down the bottom here. Again, same as a string, it's made up of half wavelengths, and the most basic one is a half wavelength here. But different to a string, there's antinodes at each end. So here's what you need to know from this video. You need to remember that a wave you're creating is going along the medium and reflecting back. Same with a pipe as well as a string.
Alright, that'll be the end of the podcast. Very long one. Good talking. Good talking to you. Good talking to myself. Articulating stuff, keeping it 100. Learning you ain't the top dog. It's hard. It's hard to handle. It's hard to handle, but handle it I must. We must get better. I'm gonna be bald one day. Am I bald now? Yeah, that is hard to handle, but we'll handle it. Somehow, some way, we'll handle it. Shoo! Alright. See ya.